best to pray he's the best man in the room. He's the smartest man in the room this year. Because if he's not, he's going down the drain. That's the thing. That's about Matt Patricia. He's a very questionable character. Very questionable.
So it's not.
He had me worried a little bit with how he was leaving starters in a little later in the game. And as soon as Ragnow got hurt, you saw Stafford get pulled, and it shouldn't have had to come to that, man. That worried the hell out of me because
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
He left him in longer?
Stafford played 2 more drives without Ragnow.
Oh, my God.
Remember we were talking about that the other day, man, and I was telling you.
Yes,
like,
yeah. I
was like,
it's like, I told you, I think slipped my mind.
Should of course we hope that he's not the person that's going to bring this team down. I hope that it's a talent problem. I hope that Stafford is washed up. I hope it's not Patricia, because when a coach brings the team down, it's just a fucking waste of everything.
I completely agree. And I know, Julius, I told you about this report that I think that what Jay was referring to. We had a Pats reporter on recently with Bryson. I told you about Julius, about what he had said about how Bill was basically undercutting Patricia and sitting in the meetings and basically running the defense for Patricia while Patricia basically wasn't knowing it.
Let me tell you some words that y'all might not heard.
We're here. Let's listen.
Us in the Detroit community, Matt Patricia went to a very, very smart tech college. I forgot the name of the school. It's in New England,
MIT?
Massachusetts. I don't think it was MIT, but it's something up there like it, anyways. So
ITT Tech?
Yeah, he majored in like astrophysics or something. He was like some math whiz, and he played like D2 football. And Belichick gave him a shot in the scouting department, and he shot Belichick's mind up with a bunch of analytics. And Belichick, he kind of became Belichick's little teacher's pet for a few years until he worked his way up as the defensive line coach. So his credentials and his past is a bit questionable, because the Belichick tree. The Belichick tree, coaching tree, is questionable as it is.
Yeah, the coordinators don't fare well.
And so Patricia falls right in line with that. He's already questionable in his first year. Last year, he took a team that went 9-7 2 straight years, 6-10. Okay, he gets a pass. Now he's even more questionable this year. Bob Quinn has gave him a better roster to work with. He got rid of the old coordinator. He got his own old coordinator in there, Dan Bevel. So he has no excuses. Patricia has no excuses. As a matter of fact, if he wins less than 8 games this season, he should be automatically fired.
Wow, flat across the board. If he doesn't get 8 wins, he's fired.
Does he make it? Does he make it past week 10 if he doesn't already if he isn't at least 500? If he's below 500 by week 10, is he gone, Julius?
It depends how below 500 he is at week 10.
Say he's 2-6.
Since it's the Lions, I'm not gonna give you a definitive yes on that. But I can say this: if we're knocked out of playoff position before Thanksgiving, if we're not in the playoff picture on that Thanksgiving Day game, if it's not meaningful, Patricia should be on the hottest seat in hell.
Wow, that's coming from a Detroit writer too.
Right along with him. Bob Quinn is right along with him because he's Bob Quinn's crony from New England. He fired. Has
Quinn been there 4 years?
Quinn's been there 3 years.
Okay.
He was there 1 year with Jim Caldwell. He gave Jim Caldwell a chance 1 year. Jim Caldwell won 97, barely missed the playoffs. He canned him. Jim Caldwell was beloved by his players, even though he had his own little issues.
He was a goofball and weirdo in his own way, man.
He really was.
But at least he won something.
He did win. He took us to the playoffs. He had some success. So Bob Quinn come in. He went and got his crony, Matt Patricia, from New England, and put everything on the line with Matt Patricia and gave Stafford an extension. Stafford, Patricia, and Quinn, all their contracts lined up in the same amount of time because they're all in it together. They can all take this ship to the motherland of Holy Lions land, or they can drive it back into Lions Hell that we've been in for the last 60 years, and they can get fired.
Okay. Honestly, taking like the Honolulu Blue glasses out of it, do they have a chance in hell versus Aaron Rodgers, that defense in Chicago and in Minnesota? I mean, this is going to be a tough division, but just, I mean, do they really they really have a chance, Julius?
Division in football. This is the toughest division in football, top to bottom. Any four of these teams can make the playoff, can win the division, make the playoffs, in my opinion. The Lions have a roster that's good enough to compete for the division with the other three teams. This is the difference between the Lions. This is the reason the Lions aren't getting picked. They're underdogs. They're not getting picked. Some analysts are even picking them to win like 3 or 4 games. But the consensus is somewhere between like the 7 and 9 range. But anyways, the reason they're not getting picked to do much is because they're the Lions. They're the Lions. They are the Lions. They are the aptitude of losing. And nobody trusts them to win, even with the best roster Stafford has ever had, even with T.J. Hockenson, who was looking like Gronk in training camp in the preseason, even with the best O-line that the Lions ever had. Kerryon Johnson could go for 1,500 yards. We got one of the best defensive lines in the league on paper. Mike Daniels, Trey Flowers, Ashawn Robinson, Deshaun Hand. We got a great roster. We should win. But guess what? We're the Lions. So, yes, I believe our roster is built to compete in this division. But there's a lot of factors that pull it which way. So.
Would you agree if
Well, you were saying oops, sorry, Jay.
Well, I was just going to say, would you
Go
agree
ahead.
if I made the statement that it's not the roster that makes this team, is not letting this team get picked, it's the head coach and the staff that's running it? Because let's be honest, Darrell Bevel's the reason why they threw the ball and lost that Super Bowl, and he hasn't had a job since, and you just went through a whole soliloquy about what an ass clown that Patricia is. So, I mean, is that really the difference here? It's not the roster; it's the leader. And if you have a beautiful boat and it's the most beautiful unsinkable boat in the world, but the captain drives it into a damn iceberg, it's still gonna sink.
Hey, I've said this before to others. I think I've even said it to Dave before. The hope is that even if Patricia and company, even if Darren Bevel he isn't the best OC in the world, Patricia isn't the head coach in the world, the hope is for this year is that the talent level on a team outrises the ineptitude at coaching. Sometimes that happens, where the talent is so good, we stay healthy, they make the coach look better, per se. They make Patricia look a little bit better. But I'm also hopeful that Patricia isn't, he has a positive impact, But, I mean, when coaching is the problem, then you need to fire the coach. So as soon as that's set in stone, that Patricia is 100% the reason the Lions are not playing as good as they should, he should be fired. Whether that's in week 4 or week 10, don't.
I think that if Bevel doesn't use
Lions guy you guys have had on here.
Yes.
Oh, just wondering. Go ahead.
Yeah, No, you're okay. Believe me, I was trying to get you on before, but some things didn't work out. But I'm glad we got you on, especially with the season coming up. So I really hope Bevel goes ahead and uses that run game. You guys got Kerryon and C.J. Anderson to really hammer down defenses. Let Stafford use the play action. He had Seattle the number one rushing offense last year. I mean, there shouldn't be no reason why to stray away from it. The only thing is, like what I told you, Julius, was way long ago when you guys signed him. I just hope Stafford sticks to the game plan that Bevel wants to do, even if only wants to have him throw 3 balls through the whole game because the run game is pounding 200 yards. I really hope Stafford's going to stick to that.
Bevel is going to try to run the ball. Let's be clear here.
I want him to with that running back core.
Yeah, Bob Quinn he built from the line out. So, our offensive line is strong for the run. And Kerryon Johnson and C.J. Anderson, Nick Bowden are fullback. T.J. Hockenson is a great run blocker. We're built to run the ball. We're going to be in a lot of heavy formations. It's going to be a lot of play action. Matthew Stafford needs to follow the damn game plan so he doesn't get hurt. Because that's what's going to happen. Matthew Stafford's going to want to freestyle something. And no, I don't think he's that immature anymore. But if he did try that, he might mess around and get hurt. Because Stafford likes to try stuff. He's a little risky. He gets in his emotions every now and then. And so that's
what my biggest argument was. He gets into himself.
His head on a linebacker. He'll try to lower his head on a linebacker on a scramble or something. Or he'll try to hit stick somebody after he throws a pick. Or he'll try to run around a pocket until he gets smashed by 3 defensive linemen. And he's 30 years old.
And then there's a concussion.
There's rumors that his back hasn't fully healed. So
I hope they're not going to play him with a hurt back.
Stafford needs to follow the game plan, trust the game plan, utilize the other players around him. He does not need to do it all anymore. He's not by himself no more. He doesn't, he has Kerryon Johnson, he has T.J. Anderson, T.J. Hockenson, Jesse James, Martin Jones, Kenny Galladay, Danny Amendola. Get rid of the ball. As long as he follows the game plan, everything will be fine.
Do you think he's still addicted to the whole big play from having Calvin Johnson over the years? I'm not saying it's in his system, but just having that, the big play addiction.
Yeah, he probably does. Because it used to be nice just bombing it to Calvin Johnson, even if he had 4 or 5 dudes on him. Say, hey, catch this. And Stafford is blessed with a cannon. And in his early days, he could bomb it 60 yards in the air to Calvin Johnson and 50-50 chance he's going to get it. But he can't do that no more, even though he wants to. I mean, Marvin Jones can make some big plays, but he's not Calvin Johnson. Kenny Galladay can make some big plays, but he's not Calvin Johnson. So he needs to be more technical, follow the game plan, read the routes, timing. He can improvise because Stafford he's a smart football player, but don't try to freestyle too much,
All right. Well, that being said, Julius, here's the problem, and we talk about this with younger quarterbacks, and it's always been my biggest issue with Stafford. But I don't necessarily blame him because I don't feel he's ever gotten the proper coaching from all of his coaching staffs up to this point. Is Darrell Bevell, because of Darrell Bevell and where he comes from in his background, is he going to start to actually hold him to using and being more mechanically sound? Because he has the same issue that Marcus Mariota did, but does, and we kind of are seeing Mariota clean it up a little bit, and then he regressed again, where his mechanics are just whack from play to play. And I'm talking about inconsistency in 3- and 5-step drops, arm angles, arm release, the way that your feet are and the way your body are when you're moving to your left and right, throwing motions, all that stuff is just so out of whack. It's just inconsistent. Is Bevell going to be the one that finally holds him to being clean and mechanically sound for the first time in his career?
No.
Then you guys are in trouble.
That was quick.
You're in trouble. That's all I can tell you.
Stafford, I already saw Stafford throw sidearm in the preseason. In that one preseason game he just played against, was it the Bills?
Yeah.
He threw a sidearm in that game. He likes to do it. It's just something he likes to do. If he thinks he has a clear look at it, he's going to do it. As far as that goes, those kind of stupid mechanics that Stafford has shown in the past, I feel like he's not going to ever fully get rid of that. But what Darren Bevel can do